They came to the national championships to dethrone the reigning champion, Shannon Miller. But in last night's all-round, it was not an unknown who unseated Miller, but fellow 17-year-old Dominique Dawes. For years, she had tumbled anonymously among the elite. Now, her presence can no longer be ignored. In gymnastics, youth is rewarded for its elegance, speed, and grace. But maturity's onset ushers in the next generation, faster and stronger than the last. Tonight, these newcomers renew their pursuit of the favorites in the event finals. And for the elder champions, tonight is all they can count on, for tomorrow may belong to someone else. The skyline of Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. And right downtown Municipal Auditorium, a block from the state capitol, scene of the U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nashville. Tom Hammond with Tim Daggett, the Olympic gold medalist, ready to bring you tonight's women's individual event finals. Tim, the pressure's off a little bit, but it's still a chance to win a national title. Different mindset for the athletes tonight.
Most definitely. I can remember competing in the all-around and being done. It's a major sigh of relief. You go out tonight in the individual event finals, you have a little bit more fun. You get to show your very best gymnastics. Only your better routines are being shown here tonight.
But Shannon Miller, having lost her title, might have a different agenda.
Well, I would say so. Totally different mindset for Shannon Miller. Remember, she was the national all-around champion last year. She lost it to Dominique Dawes. She has something to prove here tonight.
And we'll be seeing Dominique, Shannon, and the others on each of 4 events. The vault, uneven bars, balance beam, and floor exercise tonight. Gold, silver, and bronze medals awarded in each event. And first, we will be on the vault. They'll have 2 vaults and average the scores of the 2. Shannon Miller is up first.
And Tom, they'll also have to show us 2 totally different vaults from what they call different gymnastics families.
Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the world champion from Dynamo.
Reigning world champion Shannon Miller, the most decorated U.S. gymnast in history, trying to salvage some respectability after losing her title last night.
The tricky thing about her vaults is they are blind landings. She'll be coming in forwards. Got to stick it. She does 2 different vaults.
One last step. You're getting a little bit of pike in there that time, okay? That's going to take a stronger run than that on this hoop, okay?
Now this next vault that Steve is talking about, she will need more power, but the tricky thing about this, as I said, is it is a blind landing. She'll leave the horse, do a half twist. She cannot see the ground until her feet hit, so she's just got to rely totally on air sense, and obviously just a little bit off on that one.
9.85 on her first vault, and Steve Nuno, her coach, telling her more speed down the runway on vault number 2.
Yeah, she's going to need a lot more speed down the runway. This is much more difficult vault to perform. She will not do that round-off entry onto the vaulting board. She'll jump straight up, straight forward onto the board, and do the same vault after she hits the horse. Little bit of, oh boy.
She fell all the way off the mat on that second.
Yeah, that was a great fight. Once again from Shannon Miller.
Okay.
She really doesn't have the same amount of power from this style of vaulting. She has to pike a little bit longer, and she's way off balance. Leaps totally off the side of the mat, and that will be a deduction. Let's look at her hands right here. Really doesn't connect, and she's not totally turned all the way around when she hits the horse. Loses a little bit of power and has to struggle for that landing.
So a disappointing second vault for Shannon Miller, 9.55. And Miller's ambition of winning 4 individual gold medals tonight in jeopardy as Dominique Dawes, the new all-around champion, sets for her first vault, and she won the national championship on the vault last year.
But this event has caused Dominique problems in the 93 and 94 World Championships. She struggled on this event doing the same vault, 1.5 twists off the horse. Of course, just that small hop on the landing, really not as dynamic a vault as I've seen Dominique do. But also, once again, this is a blind landing. She'll be coming in forwards. No idea where that ground is. Just hope it's there.
9.80 on the first vault for Dominique.
Yeah, she's going to need a better vault than that on her second one. She'll show us a different vault here. This is called a handspring pike front. Wow, that was a beautiful one. Really not as difficult, but pure classical gymnastics. She needs a huge push off this horse, and she'll flip forwards in what we call a pike position. Her body bends at the hips. And a great landing. That was a very beautiful ball.
Dominique awaits her scores on the vault, and so does Shannon Miller. 9.70 for Shannon. Gives her the lead. Dominique, though, 9.75, and that puts Dominique once again in front of Shannon Miller. Now Amy Chow from San Jose, California. Quiet, shy 16-year-old. Her parents born in China. They met at San Jose State. Around the house, Amy says they speak Chinese and they don't want her to know what's going on.
Powerful young lady here. Nice vault. She'll do a half twist off the horse in the air. Good vault. I tell you, Tom, I really like this young lady. She doesn't do all of the usual things. She's always got something a little bit different to show. Same vault as Dominique, but she adds a half twist in the air. It's called a cuervo. She can see the ground on this landing, a backward rotation landing, but still that small hop.
9.562 on her first vault.
Remember, the athletes have to do two different vaults, and she'll do a similar vault that we saw from Shannon's first, the round-off entry onto the board. Nicely done vault, but doesn't really have the level of difficulty that she's going to need to bring in a big score.
Still a youngster to watch in the gymnastics world. Amy Chow averaged 9.562 for her two vaults. So Dominique Dawes wins the gold medal in the vault. It has been that kind of weekend. Same for Shannon Miller, once again finishing second to Dominique. Dominique Dawes the gold, Shannon Miller the silver. Amy Chow takes the bronze. Uneven bars when we return.
Please welcome now.
The U.S. Gymnastics Championships are brought to you by Reebok, who believes in the athlete in all of us.
They'll call you a tomboy,